Jungkook was talking about holding on to what he loves, then Taehyung asked a question that suddenly felt much deeper. Hello ARMY, welcome back. Jungkook and Taehyung were sharing their thoughts in very different ways. Jungkook sounded excited when talking about something he wants to keep doing for as long as possible. Meanwhile, Taehyung took the conversation in a much more reflective direction, and that small contrast made their words especially interesting. First, Jungkook talked about wanting to keep doing the things he loves for as long as possible. Then he added that making sure the journey is safe has now become his new habit. With his usual playful energy, he even said, "Let's go Tilda." Then the mood shifted. Taehyung shared that he also has his own little worries. And then came the question, can a relationship fade even when there's so much love? One sentence, but it was enough to make many people stop and think. But there was one detail in Taehyung's words that many people might have missed. The interesting part is that his question never actually gives an answer, and that is exactly what makes it feel so powerful. Taehyung didn't say that a relationship will inevitably change. He was simply questioning something deeply human: can a lot of love always be enough to keep a relationship the same? Meanwhile, Jungkook's words almost feel like the opposite perspective. Jungkook was talking about continuing to do something he loves, about the journey, about a new habit, about enjoying what lies ahead. Two different perspectives, but both touching on the idea of holding on to something meaningful. No wonder fans began paying attention to the contrast and discussing the possible meaning behind their words. But it's important not to force one interpretation onto Taehyung's words. His question can simply be understood as a general reflection about relationships and affection, not evidence that he was referring to any specific person. One reason conversations like this stand out is that Jungkook and Taehyung often express their thoughts differently. Jungkook tends to sound spontaneous and playful, while Taehyung often uses more reflective questions. Maybe Jungkook was simply talking about enjoying the journey for as long as he can. Maybe Taehyung was simply expressing one of his little worries. But when those two thoughts are placed side by side, it almost feels like we're seeing two different sides of life at once. One person says, keep doing what you love for as long as you can. The other asks, can something we love eventually change with time? And perhaps because there's no definite answer, Taehyung's question is the one that stays in fans' minds. What do you think Taehyung really meant by that question?